Hey everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
We're the Big Family Homestead, and we clearly have been busy, making beard balm, healing hands, lip balm. They're all going out. And I've been bugged for, honestly, the past few weeks. It just is, it seems like the world's gone crazy, obviously. We know that.
Yeah.
But
that's for sure.
But the real question is, how do we manage to kind of wrangle things back together so that we can have some kind of a semblance of a meaningful, well, Christmas, even though we're not going to be with a lot of our friends and family or church family or neighbors that we would like to be with. And so I and Christa have come up with a list. A list of things to share, to be creative with you, ideas, and I guarantee you there's a couple on here that you never thought up, because I thought up a couple that were pretty doozies.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm sure we have not thought of everything. There's loads more that you can add down in the comment section. Add down below.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna. Well, actually, my job is now, I'm done right now because my stuff is back there.
It's cooling.
Mm-hmm. So I had 10 minutes and I was like, hey, I know it'll be noisy, but go ahead and I'll try and talk loud, and then, what?
I need a pen.
Okay, so this is Chaos Central.
Yes.
Kids could be coming through, animals most likely.
Yeah.
But let's start like this. Ideas for making a meaningful Christmas, even at a distance. Okay, let's start out with the obvious ones. Video chats. If you can't be there in person, at least be there in spirit and with your video, your audio. For those of you who may not know that you can do this, it's free. If you have one of these, or a tablet,
or a computer,
and a webcam, you can do that for free. There are services like Skype that don't cost a penny to set up an account, and then you can call anybody else who has one of these, or
a computer,
or a tablet. And that way you can chat with your loved ones for as long as you want for free. There's a Facebook Messenger out there, which that's how Jonathan and Jessica have been communicating from Germany.
Yep. And
with us from Germany for free.
Yep.
And so there's Zoom if you wanted to get the whole family together.
Wait, time out though. It's really not free. You have to have an internet connection.
That's true.
Yeah. So he has to pay for an internet connection, but there's no additional fee to use Facebook Messenger or Skype.
However, if they didn't have a internet connection, they wouldn't be watching this.
Exactly.
So you're covered. So there's Zoom, which is nice because then it's a meeting where you could have, Uncle Joe from Arizona. You could have blah, blah, blah from Florida, somebody from overseas, all on at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's not going to cost you anything. And there's a lot of the ideas that I had that will springboard off some of that. So I wanted to get the video chat out of the way because there's a lot of those things that are just going to be, hey, here's how you can use video chat in order to make something special happen. But go ahead, and these are a couple that Mom came up with.
These are a couple that I thought would be really great for grandparents' gifts. If you have younger children or even teenagers, they would still, well, I think most of them would get into this. But
or grandkids.
Well, grandchildren would love to do this for their grandparents. They can, you can make handprint. This is better more for littlers. But handprint reindeer pillows, or there was one year where Caleb was in a preschool ages ago, and they had this round cardboard that had a hole in the middle, and it was painted green, and then he put red handprints all the way around, and they glued a bow on it, and it made a Christmas wreath. It was really, really cute. So it had his handprints on it. You could do that for all of the kids. You know, you could even do footprints on there. It would be really neat. So you could do photographs, personalized printing, where you have like a mug. You know, this is stuff that you can get cheap online, not cheap, but inexpensive online. You can put, you know, we love you, Grandma and Grandpa, and have a picture of the kids. And that way, then every time Grandma and Grandpa are using their cup of having a cup of coffee, they can see the grandkids. So.
Yep. But. And there's also something that you're doing right now that I can't believe we didn't make the list.
Oh.
And that's ceramic ornaments.
Yeah. So there are lots of different companies that sell ceramic ornaments or figurines, and you can go and buy them for a small fee-ish, depending on where you're at. And then you can paint them at home, or you can paint them there at the studio and have them fire them. Those hand-painted things are a lot of fun too.
A little more challenging these days to have them fired, but you can always just paint them up and send them. It's not going to diminish how much thought goes into the gift. Now,
this next one is really cute though.
This one, okay. I used to do a lot of work with Zig Ziglar, the motivational speaker. You know, he's passed on now, but he was really, really awesome. And one of the funny but true things he used to say was that the definition of originality is the ability to forget where you heard it.
Yep.
And so I may have seen this, so I'm not going to say this is a Brad original, but I'd like to think so. So that is this. You know, if you take a balloon, just a regular old deflated balloon, you can kind of worm your way to turn it inside out, and then you can stick like a toy in there and wrap it around it just like that. It'll even go as big as like a Star Wars action figure or something like that, of that size. You
Without
could put
the box, yeah.
Yeah, you could put pictures in there, little tiny plush things. You blow the balloons up, and then you get a bunch of them. Send that, like 10 or 12 of them, in a box, and say, you know, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, and you coincide with days, or however you want to do it. And you could put them on the tree, and that way little kids' day would just love that. Pop the balloon, and inside's a toy, or inside's a love from Grandma and Grandpa, or however you want to do that. But I had never seen that, and maybe I did. I don't know. I like I said, definition of originality. So, but you can put any kind of thing you can imagine inside little inflated balloons, you know, and that could be a lot of fun. I wouldn't put any food in there because it'd taste like rubber.
Yeah, that would be weird. Unless it was prepackaged. Like you could put bubble gum in there, or a candy bar or something like that.
Something wrapped. That would work.
Something wrapped, not something open.
Yeah, and not anything that's going to spoil.
Right. Like a loaf of bread.
Bad idea. That just happened with our Jonathan. He went back to Germany on Thanksgiving Day, but the airline just
changed his flight.
Yeah, twice. And they lost his bag for a long time. He just got it back yesterday. So it was
almost 2 weeks, and I had sent a loaf of bread with him, and I didn't know that he put it in his duffel bag, and it's green. It was a science experiment. I was like, I would not eat that. He's like, not even the inside? I'm like, no, don't even eat that. Just throw that away.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So now here's another thing that I thought, which would be really cool to do with either a video chat kind of thing or a letters. Like if you're more of a letter writer, you could tag team with the other party if there's like kids involved, and you're either, well, you figure out the party kind of thing that works for you, but you could do a scavenger hunt. Send a series of letters along with a series of small gifts that the child would have to open letter 1 at a certain time, but it was already prearranged to be hidden around the house, their house, and oh my gosh, grandma and grandpa sent me this letter, and oh my, whoa, we're going on a scavenger hunt. And then they end up finding a present that's, lo and behold, magically hidden somewhere.
That's funny.
And then they could open that up, and you could do that with the video chat too, where if you just wanted to, I think I just spit on my hand. I didn't mean to. Pretty sure I did.
Nobody would have seen that if you hadn't said anything.
This is high quality production. Anyway, you can get creative with the scavenger hunt idea. I think that's it. You could, sky's the limit. As a matter of fact, last year for birthdays, I came up with this thing, and because Caleb is all into Star Wars.
Oh, yes. All into Star Wars.
And I had this idea because he just wasn't feeling great, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to make it to where he's going on a scavenger hunt all around the entire property for his presents, but I'm going to make it themed to Star Wars theme. And I had clues that were even, when he would find a computer, he would, oh my gosh, there's a video file from Princess Leia there. Of course, it was his sister with buns on her head.
Bagels.
But that way they had such a blast for like 3 or 4 hours running around. And of course, all the kids got involved and they all wanted to participate.
Right.
And so you can get creative with a scavenger hunt, and it makes that fun just stretch out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was, and what's beautiful about that is his birthday's in November, so it was really cold outside.
It was. So why don't you tell them about that one?
Okay, so our family has some pretty special recipes. And to give a gift of those said recipes, you could make recipe cards up of all of the special, family recipes that have been passed down for generation to generation. You could just write them out on index cards and give them to each of the family members, or you can print them out with some, I'm not artsy, so that is something. I am so not artsy, so don't even start.
Put some, maybe do the, what do they call that stuff when you, you take something and you make it not paper anymore, it's plastic. They call that...
Laminated?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you could laminate them.
And then hole punch them, maybe bind them together, or like a flip folder. Maybe even if you're like a woodworker, maybe one of the granddads or dads out there, you could get a nice little piece of wood and maybe burn or etch something cool as a binder on either side. And
that would be neat.
Sky's the limit.
Oh, yeah.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So,
but that family recipes would be a good thing to pass on.
Well, and it's something meaningful. Yeah. Something meaningful.
Yeah.
So what about that one there? Because we actually, this one was not our idea, but we heard it while we were driving.
Oh yeah, actually from Claire. They had gone out for a little while, and then they came back, and there was a goodie bag hanging on their door from some neighbor, completely random, and they don't know who it was from, but hopefully it was not.
I don't think there was raw food in there.
No, not raw food, but just
here's a hot dog,
candy.
Here's a piece of chicken from last week.
Stop. No. But no, just to, go around to your neighbors and leave a goodie bag on their doorstep. I know there's a lot of people that, that need to quarantine or, stay at home, and that goodie bag might be a nice surprise, a nice treat. Absolutely.
And here's another one that I was thinking about that actually we didn't put on the list, but I wanted to, is grandma's or grandpa's or dad's or mom's famous blah. And by that I mean pancake recipe.
Oh.
Dry pancake, and then they got to add the eggs and the milk when they get it there. But here it is. Here's the recipe card. Kind of like a meal in the jar, but more personal because it's your recipe.
Right, right. You know, you've got all these cookie in a jar, you know, they look like sand art, and then you've got the recipe attached to it. You could do that with any favorite recipe that you have. It could be a soup that you want to use the freeze-dried stuff for, or, you know, whatever. It's sky's the limit on the options.
You know, and I just, being nerdy, I just thought of another way you can use technology to kind of surprise people in a nice way. If you have the ability to post a video to a video service like YouTube, you can schedule those videos to come out whenever you want, to any audience you want. So you could, if you knew you were going to be somewhere at a certain time, you could maybe have it go live right before you got there.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
That's one of a million ways you could do to encourage somebody, or to just schedule things out.
Yeah.
Because people it's not the easiest time.
No.
So another thing, let's see. I love the goodie bags. Baking stuff, that's just rough right now.
It is rough because you can't
be there and go, here it is.
Right, you have to leave it on their doorstep if they're in quarantine or...
Well, and where we're at, an animal will definitely take it away.
Oh yeah, it'd be gone. It'd be gone. If you leave some food on the doorstep, it'll be gone.
It ain't lasting long.
No.
Birds will get to it, squirrels will get to it before you're probably back in your car.
Yeah. This is a great time to play Ding Dong Ditch. Not really. It's a joke. Because you leave something on the doorstep, ding dong, and then you run. No, that's...
And I get garbage for being the insensitive one.
It was a joke.
And I get a garbage for that too. Yeah, I'm just teasing.
Whatever.
Just tired. It's a long day.
It's been a long day, yeah.
But here is the most important one, and the one I've been really hoping to get to the longest. And that's this. Don't waste this time. Whatever bridge you got to try to bridge. Yeah, we've all been through a lot. We've all had problems with our families. We've all been through stuff that we regret saying. Yeah, you could say, you don't know what that one did to me, or I don't know, you didn't know. Guess what? Life's too short to sit there and go, oh, they wronged me in a way that I'm never going to forgive them. Really? Don't waste this opportunity to build a bridge.
Right.
And if you say they won't pick up the phone or they won't read an email, they'll see the email.
They'll listen to the message.
They'll listen to a message. And if they choose to be, I'm done, or stay done, well, that's not your fault. If you're trying to build a bridge, why not let this time be a time of healing, for crying out loud?
Yeah.
Just 2020 got to get any worse?
Right.
Why not? What are you doing anyway? You're not
Stuck at home. Come on, you got all the time in the world.
An email would go a long way.
Yeah.
You don't have to solve all of the world's problems with a single phone call.
No. Just start the healing process.
Yeah. So really, those are just a few ideas. I hope that you have been typing and have come up with many, many more than we just thought up. So I think that's it.
Yeah. I need to finish up my packages.
We got to keep going, I know. I got to go put my thing on the stuff, and she's got to do the thing. And so I'm Brad.
I'm Krista.
You guys have an amazing and blessed day.